2020 is a leap year, and today, February the 29th, is the extra day of the year. But why is the extra day necessary? Why are leap years necessary? And how often do they occur? So first of all, what's a year? So there are two definitions I want to talk to you about. First of all, a tropical year is, by definition, the amount of time taken for the Earth to make one full rotation around the Sun. This takes 365.24219 days, or 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes and 45 seconds. The second definition of a year is a calendar year. Now, the calendar that the majority of the planet uses at the moment is the Gregorian calendar. And the Gregorian calendar, or a regular year in the Gregorian calendar, has a year length of exactly 365 days. A leap year has a year length of 366 days. So comparing a common year of the Gregorian calendar to the tropical year, there's about a quarter of a day difference between the two. This means that after one calendar year is complete, the Earth is actually lagging behind by about a quarter of a day relative to the tropical year. So after 2 years, we'd be half a day behind. After 3 years, we'd be 3/4 of a day. And after 4 years, you'd be one full day behind the tropical year. So leap years are added to resynchronize the calendar with the tropical year. That's the purpose of a leap year. But when were they first introduced? So they were first introduced by Roman Emperor Julius Caesar in 45 BCE. So longer ago than you might have thought. But when they were introduced by Caesar, they were just blanket every 4 years. And as it happens, every 4 years is too frequent. So rather than the calendar lagging behind the tropical year, it was actually drifting ahead of it. So October 1582 was when Pope Gregory XIII, after whom the Gregorian calendar is named, October 1582 is when he introduced the Gregorian calendar. And between 45 BCE and 1582, the calendar drifted by about 10 days. So 10 days were just removed from the calendar in October of 1582. People went to sleep on the 4th of October and woke up the next morning on the 15th of October, and 10 days were just removed to resynchronize the calendar with the tropical year. So the leap years as we know them were introduced in 1582. The rules regarding how to assign a leap year were also changed when the Gregorian calendar was introduced. So rather than being just blanket every 4 years, there were now 3 criteria. They're a little bit confusing, so bear with me. First of all, if the year is exactly divisible by 4, then it is a leap year. If the year is exactly divisible by 100, then it is not a leap year. But if it is exactly divisible by 400, then it is a leap year. So to give you an example, 1900 was not a leap year because although it is divisible by 4, it's also divisible by 100, but not 400, so it's not a leap year. 2000, on the other hand, is divisible by 4 and 100 and 400, so the fact that it's divisible by 400 cancels out the fact that it's divisible by 100. So 2000 was a leap year, and 2020, this year, is divisible by 4, but not 100 and not 400, so it is a leap year. So those are the rules regarding the assignment of leap years. Based on these rules, 97 out of every 400 years is a leap year, which means you can calculate the average length of a Gregorian calendar year as being 365 days and 97/400ths of a day, or 365.2425 days long, which is remarkably close to the length of a tropical year being 365.24219 days. So the reason that this is so important is the amount that the calendar drifted away from the tropical year when using the Julian calendar was about 1 day every 128 years. Using the system of the Gregorian calendar, the calendar will drift away from the tropical year 1 day every 3030 years, which is quite the improvement. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. If we didn't have leap years at all, then it would drift away 1 day every 4 years. So that's why leap years are necessary. The purpose of leap years is to ensure that the calendar remains synchronized with the relative position of the Earth around the Sun. So that's all I've got to tell you about leap years. I hope you found this video informative. If you'd like to see more like it, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I've been Zach, and I will see you in the next video. See you later. I did it in one take. Booyah!